Alrighty, welcome to another edition of the Defo Show with Lubie here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Brought to you by Water Cleanup of Florida. Do you have a water leak and can't find where it's coming from? Are you dealing with water or mold damage in your home or business? Then call Water Cleanup of Florida at 954-579-0356 for immediate assistance. With over 60 years of combined experience, Michael, Robert, and their entire team is prepared to handle all types of leak detection issues 24 hours per day, 365 days per year. After the leak has been located and repaired, Water Cleanup of Florida will then clean, dry, and fully restore the damaged areas. Water Cleanup of Florida is fully licensed, insured, and certified to provide the one-stop shopping that busy homeowners and business owners require. There is no need to bring in other contractors. They will handle the entire project from start to finish. Their service area includes Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. Call Michael anytime on his personal cell phone. That's the service you get with Water Cleanup of Florida. Just reach him at 954-579-0356. That's 954-579-0356, or visit our website at wcufl.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Water Cleanup FL. And please check out our over 70 5-star reviews on Google. Water Cleanup of Florida. If you have the schmutz, we have the guts. We always try to have the guts on the Degenerate Friday. That it takes a lot of guts to risk your money when you know it's mostly a losing venture. But the preseason here. So today on the Defo Show with Lubie, we talked with the Greek, who not only gave plays, one of his plays was the Miami Dolphins. So tune into that. Plus, the gambling gourmet Mike Mayo talked a little Miami Dolphins preseason, Miami Dolphins season. We did that today on the Defo Show with Lubie, right here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network.
Well, one of the unique and unusual people that you'll ever come across in your lifetime who just always seems to have it going on. And he's doing a great job right now. Somehow he got himself out. Now, while we were getting canned by the radio station, 940 Wins, he also lost a position there. But because he was so deeply immersed in the West Palm Beach radio culture, I think they named the station after him. He now has 1230. Used to be the Zone. Now it's the Gambler. And who's the featured performer on there? The one local guy, our good friend the Greek, who joins us right now. You're more of a trend guy than I tend to be also. I mean, you dive into this numerology. Yeah, Mark Lawrence, of course, one of our great handicappers, is all about trends and tracking these sort of things, the history of the numerology from the past. I tend to think, hey, you know what, I like the Chiefs tonight more so than studying whether they've lost 17 out of 20 in this spot. But Musburger has, done a good job with this, although is Action Sports associated with Vegas Sports Information Network, or are they two separate entities, Greek? Do you know? We were calling it the Brent Musburger Bury America campaign because they had a guy doing baseball that was horrendous. I mean, brilliant in his logic. Yeah. It would come up with all of these things, and you would say, my God, how could the Cincinnati Reds lose tonight? And then you get the score the next day, and they drop one to the Tigers 12-1. And you're like, what happened to all of this wisdom, this logic? I'm glad you're doing well, Greek, and it sounds like a great concept. Was that your idea? Did you push that to iHeart? Because I know you have influence there to change the station to the Gambler.
I was talking about it when I was with you guys years ago about sports betting. I think when Florida didn't get it, that obviously wasn't a good thing because I think if they got it, it would help. But I just think it's the trend with young demographics that the younger kids want to bet constantly, fantasy, this, on their phones, and they're looking for, obviously they're looking for places to do it.
All right. I'm glad you're a part of it. I don't know. We would have never fit in with a station that was all about gambling. I know that. So,
never.
I would have made a call. You know that. Louis bringing out the Red Hot Chili Peppers next week, so I would have made something happen for us. I love you guys. You're kidding? Right. I miss
you know this Rob Miller cat who thought it would be a good idea? Why don't we just put the Brady Quinn show on instead of these guys? Which I hear Quinn is killing it all over South Florida. Everywhere I go, people are talking about their great Brady Quinn show. Hey, you're Defo. You used to be on the radio, man. I tell you what, this Brady Quinn is killing it there every morning. I never turn off the program. I listen to all 4 hours. No, you're not hearing a whole lot of that. All right. How you been doing? I mean, are you back to sending it in? Are you just living vicariously through others, or are you making mind bets? How are you satisfying? Obviously, a deep-rooted degenerate gene that I don't know if it came from your parents or what. How far back in your ancestry we have to go. But are you sending it in, Greek, or
my
are you just?
uncle, I'm involved in the Circa sports betting contest for $3 million. I have sponsors who pay my entrance fee, 2 different guys. I'm doing that. And you never know. I mean, I might get back into it this year. I might. I mean,
thank you, God.
Oh,
wait, I have to thank my Savior and my Lord Jesus Christ here. You brought the Greek back to life. Thank you so much. Wow, that is very encouraging, Greek. I'm happy to hear this. Talk about a celebration. You're going to be sending it in again? Thank you. I mean, this is so great. I'm overwhelmed here. I don't even know if I can continue the segment.
I didn't say definite. I said maybe. I'm starting to get a little bit of the itch. I got to be honest. I'm starting to get
Lubie, time.
Throw it to a break. I have to go, outside and scream hallelujah.
I know.
This is fantastic. It's good to hear. All right, I would imagine your desire to start putting your own cash up and getting involved in gambling again, which you quit for a good reason. You were going through some emotional duress. I understand.
Nice.
We say this all the time. Don't gamble when you're mad.
That's true.
It's the worst time to gamble.
Yeah.
It's like eating when you're upset. You just don't want to do it. You're shoveling a knish in your face, and you're thinking, "Why am I eating? I'm not even hungry." And so gambling while you're angry is not a good thing. But is this fueled? Is this desire to return by a newfound inner peace that you've experienced, and or the fact that you're winning at a 70% clip right here on the show?
I think it's more boredom. Nothing going on. To be honest with you, it was such a big part of my life for years. And so when you take that out, there's a lot of empty time. So I think that's part of it. And I'm not good with free time. We all know that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I'm excited about football like everybody else. I love college, too, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you got the Dolphins playing Tampa Bay this weekend. I like Miami. I think they beat them. You were talking about the Chiefs game. How are the Bears giving the Chiefs, I don't care what month of the year it is, 3.5. That's weird to me. And one trend I could give you, and Ravens last night, they won again. I went against them, but they've won 21 in a row. Unbelievable. But anytime a team's given 7 points or more, they're like 90% that they don't cover. So if you get anybody in preseason giving 7 points, bet on the underdogs. That's one trend I can give you.
Well, and you don't see a lot of big lines, though. I'm looking at the point spreads for tonight. They're very modest. I mean, essentially, it's like the odds makers just said, listen, we have a stack of pick 'em games here, but we have to do something with them. We don't want to make them all pick 'em. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 games that are 1.5 points or less in terms of the point spread. And the other game's at 2 and a hook, and that's the 49ers and the Packers. Now, I mean, what is the single most fundamental thing that you look at? A lot of people study coaches in the preseason, and you told us that you like betting preseason. In fact, what I love about you, Greek, is you like betting preseason, and like the rest of us, you don't want to watch the whole game, so you'll bet like the over-under in the first quarter. And it's 3 and a hook, and you're like, what is this guy doing? I mean, how crazy? Does he have access to Trump's secret nuclear weapon documents? And he's involved in the selling of secrets to Saudi Arabia? I mean, what kind of information do you have that you can make a pick on? But what is your fundamental go-to guy thing? Yeah.
I look at quarterbacks, who's got a hotter wife. I do a lot of studying, and then I just throw it in. That's it. I was at Caesars one time years ago, and I'm sitting there at the sports book, and this guy comes up to me, older guy, nice. And he goes, I got 10 minutes. My wife's getting her hair done. We're going out. He goes, you bet preseason? I go, yeah. He goes, why? It's crazy. He says, it's not even interesting. I slipped over my ticket, what I had on this game. He looked at it. He goes, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I always got it. I always liked it. I got it from Teddy Covers, my good buddy in Vegas. And we usually had, successful years, 65%, 70%. No parlays or anything like that. But, we'll see what happens. I mean, good fun. But there are a lot of coaches that'll say what they're actually going to do. Like they'll say, we're just going to run. We're not playing the defense. We're going to work on the passing game. And they're pretty transparent that that's exactly what they do.
Well, I guess, I'm looking at it last night because I'm always trying to, I'm sort of doing a little reverse handicapping, trying to figure out, what insane person would be betting on this and based on what? And you could make a case about especially backup quarterbacks, like number 2 quarterbacks early in the preseason, like who has the better number 2 or more legit number 2 quarterback, because that's usually, those are usually 2 people that have a big influence on the game because they play like half the game. And, you can see a distinct advantage. You were looking last night at what Tyrod Taylor, I guess, is now the backup with the Giants. And, there'll be, 3 games into the season before the Giant fans and the New York press is screaming, hey, why are we playing Taylor instead of this Daniel Jones? He sucks. So, you might have been able to make a case that he was going to go out there and have a strong performance in the ballgame, although it ended up, I guess, being decided more by third-string quarterbacks than even the second-tier guys. All right, and are you looking at the slate tonight, Greek? I mean, what do you have for us?
Well, I like Miami tomorrow night, to be honest with you. Laying 1 against Tampa. There's also a trend when a team plays a second game against a team who's not played. So Jaguars and Raiders this weekend might be something. Jaguars are giving Cleveland. Now, Cleveland said they're playing Watson, and that's what everybody's talking about, but I don't think he's going to be in there long. But I really like the Dolphins. I would say Saturday night more. And what else would I say? I like the Dolphins, and the Bear line is weird. Why are the Bears giving the Chiefs 3? I'd probably go with the Bears and the Dolphins on Saturday.
All right. Dolphins 1 point over the Buccaneers on the road. Tom Brady not even going to be in the city of Tampa, as he's been excused. Speaking of hot babes, I think Giselle was an influence there, and said, I don't want my Tommy getting hurt in the preseason, and Todd Bowles having zero power to influence Tom Brady after he got rid of Arians. We saw what happened there. Bowles happy to get another chance to be a head coach again. Probably not going to go in any kind of contrast or conflict with Brady. So he's not going to be there. What do you think now? Now, do you go by the Mike McDaniel needs to establish a winning attitude approach, or is any of that a factor?
Yeah, 10 new coaches in the NFL. They want to get a win wherever they could. It helps them take the juice off them with the press and the media and the ownership. So I think it helps. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they lose, but you like to set a winning, attitude like you guys do every day in the morning. Listen to you guys. You feel like you can take the world on.
Yes. That's us.
Like an oncoming truck.
I heard
what are you talking about?
Yeah. I heard your show is number 1 in Ukraine, by the way.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're under military attack right now. That's where we're big. We're big in these kind of situations where, that there's unfortunately, a lot of ugliness and troubling circumstances. Yeah, but Greek 3 to 5 today, 12:30 to Gambler. All right, well, we'll talk to you soon, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. So the picks officially are what? Dolphins?
Or the Bears? Or the
Bears.
You like the Bears, okay.
The Bears, okay, because you suspect something's up because the line looks to be Fugazi. I like that. I love the Fugazi line theory. It's always, applicable and often, leads to disaster, but nonetheless. Yeah, everybody's betting on the Bears. All right, thanks, Greek. You're a great American. We love you, and thanks for joining us here. We just keep rolling out the hits when it comes to various degenerates that are in our circle of people that we have on the program here. Jeff DeForest, we got Mike Lubitz, and Mike Mayo.
Some new light or something?
The Gambling Gourmet.
We got real Dolphins, real fake Dolphins preseason, actually.
Now, what do you think? I was just reading a little synopsis here and analysis of the Dolphins season, actually, and it's from this Action Sports. Dolphins a little better, but schedule a lot harder. And this guy is not sold that they win more than 8.5 games. In fact, I think he's inclined to take the under on 8.5 games. A team that supposedly, just radically improved its roster, and at the same time won 9 games last year. So
here's
they're
my
expecting
question.
them to get worse.
My question is this: all right, their defense looks okay, right?
Yeah.
You got Tyreek Hill. The question is, is Tua going to be able?
You hate Tua, yeah.
I don't hate him. I'm just not sold on the guy. And their schedule. They're playing the last 2 road games, December and January 1st, are at Buffalo and at New England. Do they have any kind of running game if they need to start pounding?
Yes.
Yards?
Oh no,
the
run game is a thing.
That's
McDaniel's
this genius guy.
Yeah,
he was responsible for this sophisticated Shanahan running game. Shanahan didn't know shit about the running game.
He made Deebo Samuel.
Right.
Deebo Samuel was just a receiver until
all he knew is that he had a father that was in the NFL, and then he gets this guy McDaniel. All of a sudden, he's like running a ball with a seal over here and a seal over here, like it was Vince Lombardi with Taylor and Horning.
And they got what? Sean Michelle. They got a couple of free agents.
Sony Michelle and Chase Edmonds. And
Sony Michelle is like an afterthought, actually. Raheem Mostert, our guy, that was the guy that gained like 275 yards or whatever. Yeah, NFC Championship game a couple of years ago with San Francisco. Coming back off an ACL, though. I mean, everybody has
a running back off an ACL, and you're like saying this guy's going to be
very excited about that because he's Brett Tesser's client. So,
okay. In that case, we love him.
And one of the great journeyman stories. I mean, you used to like to write sports stories. This is a great journeyman story. Cut 5 times or 7 times from different clubs, stuck it out, came back and became the MVP of the NFC title game. And
then blew out his ACL. And how old is he now? Like 30-something?
70.
But
this is a guy we're counting on. Yeah.
So these are the question marks going in. Can they, I know it's a lot more of a pass-happy league, and the new coach.
I think they run the ball better, this year than they have.
And a lot of people say these matter more than the games in the preseason, but they've been doing the dual practices with the Bucs. And Shaq Barrett, the All-Pro defensive lineman, came out and said, "Yeah, this offense is nothing like we've seen from this team." He's like, they do so much misdirection. He's like, we had no idea and this is Shaq Barrett. He's legit. And he's like, we had no idea what was happening. And what they were doing was amazing. And then Waddle and Tyreek Hill have been torching, and the Bucs have a good defense.
Right.
Have been torching them, and I get it. Preseason's only preseason, but people put a lot of stock in these stupid, dual workouts. Like they think that's like the world. And Hill and Waddle and Tua have been having a field day. Have been having a freaking field day. So I don't know how many they're going to win, but I think, like Defoe's asked, since I've met Defo, either win or at least be exciting. I think they're going to at least be exciting. Like, I think that's the least we're going to get from this team, which good. We haven't gotten that since Marino, literally. Since Dan Marino, we haven't gotten exciting from this Miami Dolphins organization.
And this guy has schemes on top of schemes, though. That's
his thing.
McDaniel.
Yep, that's his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I watched one illustration. It was kind of like watching the old, what was that, Gillette NFL matchup?
Edge NFL matchup or Gillette NFL matchup. Yeah.
And you had
Ron Jaworski.
Yes.
Right?
Jaworski was on there. And, of course, Ali Sherman,
a
longtime coach. Ali Sherman was there. And anyway, so they had a nice illustration of what McDaniel was doing in the running game with San Francisco. And, I mean, it was like, holy Jerry Kramer, man. The left tackle just came all the way across the line of scrimmage, the offensive line, and blocked some guy on the opposite side. I mean, we haven't seen, this kind of movement. While the other guys are giving misdirection, as Lubie was pointing out in the practice. It was pretty, I mean, I'm looking at it going, oh, wow. I mean, holy Tony Soprano, man. Sperano. I mean, this... Soprano.
They're both dead.
They're both gone. So am I at this point. But no, it was great. I mean, there was something to it. It wasn't ordinary.
Right. No, look, if it's fun to watch, and that's all you want as a fan, is something that's worth paying the price of admission. Which for a while, certain teams definitely not. But there's always hope. It's like spring training. Training camps in the NFL, everybody is interested, engaged. They're all watching and paying attention because it's all about the hope. They think this might finally be the year. But let me remind people, what was it? Richard Nixon was the president when the Dolphins last won the Super Bowl. So.
You had to go in that direction.
Thank you, man.
All right, very good, man. Just cast a dark shadow over the entire upcoming season.
I shut off my light. My healthy glow is gone.
Dousing, you should just turn out the lights. The party's over, man. You're Don Meredith on this thing. It's fantastic.
I hate to be the cynical old curmudgeon, but when
it's a true fact, though. Yeah, there's no doubt.
This has gone from a really winning, successful organization to being a laughingstock. It's a laughingstock now. I mean, if you tallied up all the other teams that have either won championships or made it to the Super Bowl since the Dolphins have last
73, man. That's hard to fathom.
50 years.
It's 50 years.
January
from the perfect
74
season.
was the
Since
Super
they made
Bowl,
it,
but
I think it's 40 years since
God.
they made it. I mean, even just making a Super Bowl was the early 80s.
There's only one a saving grace that you could just point to all your Jets fans, neighbors, and just laugh at them because they're worse. They haven't.
Well, and we did have Marino, which was cool.
To have the Marino
and at least gave us rise to hope that it might happen again. But
who made it to one Super Bowl in his second season, and that's
but it wasn't his fault, man. You can't possibly blame Danny. I don't care if he was rude to you.
I'm blaming anybody. I'm just stating simple facts that he made it his second year and never made it back. I mean, what is that? It's just incredible.
You look sacrilege here on this show. He's all Elliot Ness on this show. Dan Marino is an untouchable. I'm sorry.
We love it. I love
On
Marino.
that note, we have to
watching
close
him.
out.
I love covering him. But
okay, good.
But he doesn't have the hardware. He has his.
My God! You're going to go with the no ring theory. Ernie Banks didn't have a ring. You would not want him to be Mr. Cub?
Of course, I love Ernie Banks. It's not all about the rings, as me and you and everybody could attest. It's just about enjoying the ride and being good at what
a few wedding rings after they were no longer in use.
All right, it's another edition of the Defo Show with the Lubie right here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Big thank you to the Greek again. He has the Dolphins and the Bears. Our Phins have looked really exciting. I know it's camp, even preseason, doesn't matter. We are waiting for Tua to fail. I'm not. I think it's funny how he's been treated. I think it's ridiculous, all he's gone through. And the dude has a winning record and has nice statistics and had no help. Now he has a lot of help and looks really good. So I'm waiting for a huge season for not only Tua, for Mike McDaniel, but for the Miami Dolphins. And that starts this weekend. And the Greek has them, also Chicago, taking on Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers will not play. Chicago has a new coach. Chicago, it seems to be trying to prove something. So you think they take the preseason a lot more seriously. So the Greeks on the Bears as well. And the Gambling Gourmet joined us. We talked a lot of the Miami Dolphins as people have been sort of It is 20 years of Well, you have a young coach who's very different. You have a young quarterback who's not only talented, but finally showing a little moxie, something that Tua hasn't so far. And it looks like with the weapons he has, he's reminiscent of that Tua we saw at Alabama, who was going to be the first overall pick over Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert if he didn't have that ridiculous, crazy hip injury. Feels like he's healthy. Feels like he's ready to go. So we're excited to see what Tua has, what Miami Dolphins have. Hopefully you're excited to check us out each and every morning. Do that on South Florida Live. Just Google, go to YouTube, South Florida Live, Facebook at SoFly Live, on the socials at SoFly Live. Also look up, Google, YouTube, The Defo Show with Lubie. Check us out on the Believe Network. Had an interesting conversation with Kyle Petty. That was a lot of fun. Part of the first family of racing. Has a new book out, a memoir. Very honest about the racing scene on the Believe Network, BLEAV.com. Just search After Hours on BLEAV.com, the Believe Network. And most days, our South Florida content right here, the Defo Show with the Lubie on the 5 Reasons Sports Network.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. Since day one, Catholic Health Services has been part of Old School. And since we've started letting people know about them, it's changed their lives. You see, Catholic Health Services, while being recognized as one of the top places for stroke rehab in the country, it's also about a group of people who not just excel in what they do, from the doctors to the nurses to the therapist, on and on and on. It's how they do what they do every single day that separates them from the pack. They do it with a passion, unmatched, and the inclusion of family in every step of the process. Trust me when I tell you this. If you want the best, unmatched rehab with a special group of skilled, caring people, there is truly only one place, and that one place is Catholic Health Services.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in the Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.